Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video for Minecraft Dungeons. My name is Foriam and today we're gonna talk about some more huge news we got our hands on for the big upcoming Minecraft Dungeons Flames of the Nether DLC. This one is going to be released on the 24th of February. We're going to get our hands on 6 new levels in the Nether, as well as some new weapons, new armor, new artifacts, but also a lot of free content, which includes the Gilded Gear, which you can get your hands on the Ancient Hunts, and also the fixed Apocalypse Plus difficulty. These features should make Minecraft Dungeons endgame awesome to play, and I already covered them in my past video, so if you didn't check them out yet, definitely make sure to check out the top right of the screen. Yesterday we talked almost 20 minutes about the endgame itself, and right after that, the Minecraft Dungeons official Twitter account made another post, which we're going to talk about today. This one will cover the Gilded Gear, also some new weapons and armor which we saw passing by in the past days. So we're gonna check out every single detail we can find in this content. So guys, let's get right to it. Man, oh man, another post on the Minecraft Dungeons official Twitter account. These guys are on fire, as well as my channel. Guys, seriously, big thanks for the awesome support. Big thanks for all the awesome comments you guys are leaving in the comment section, as well as showing your support on the premiere. I really appreciate it big time. So if we scroll down right here, guys, we can see some pinned tweets, but this is the one we're particularly interested in today, because it says, "Heroes, the hunt is on. Learn everything you need to know about your next procedurally generated endgame adventure, Ancient Hunts, coming to our red hot update on February the 24th. So let's play the video for a second so you guys can check it out yourselves. Oh man, what do you think about this 38-second video? I think there is so much information we can talk about. So many cool mechanics which we can see right here. We're going to talk about that in a second. But first, we're going to click the link, guys, to see what these guys are going to talk about. Deep dives, the Ancient Hunts. Explore the upcoming free feature coming to Minecraft Dungeons. If you ask me to write up everything I know about the hunting, blah, 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 there is like a lot of information. There's going to be new opponents, which are going to be the ancient mobs. So, well, the gilded items are important, but most important thing to know about the Ancient Hunt is that it's really all about the ancient mobs. These powerful mobs may look like mobs you've seen before, but they're far more powerful and don't travel alone. So unfortunately, yesterday we talked about something where I said that it would be very cool if we could get our hands on ancient mobs that have unique looks, so they would look a little bit different, but unfortunately that is not going to be the case. The ancient mob we just saw on the little 38-second fragment was a Vanguard, and this one also dropped a Gilded Scimitar when it died, so you can see that it has this orange unique beam and then the green circle around it, so you can definitely tell that this is the new type of drop. For commons and rares, it's also going to drop with a gray or a green beam, and then you have this green circle around it, probably. The ancient mobs have a group of minions who add even more of a challenge to these encounters, so you'll need to defeat the ancient mobs and their formidable friends to reap the rewards. But once again, as you can see in this little fragment, guys, it looks like the player is destroying the Vanguard in only a couple seconds, as well as the mobs protecting it. But how do you reach these ancient mobs? You can access the Ancient Hunt by the mission select screen, but I prefer to head to the cave in the camp, where you can also find the Piglin Merchant. So this is something we talked about in the previous videos as well. You can see a little fragment right here. So the player is entering the cave, and then the fragment of the Minecraft Dungeons diaries also shows us some more information about the Piglin Merchant. Don't worry about the Piglin Merchant yet, they say right here. We'll come back to them. So that means in a next teaser, probably tomorrow or the day after, they're going to talk a little bit more about him. So then we will be able to cover him as well. If we have a look at this screenshot, guys, we have to offer items in order to activate the Ancient Hunts and also be able to get our hands on Gilded Gear. Ancient Hunt. Select offerings. You must offer at least one item to begin an Ancient Hunt. And offering enchantment points will attract even more ancient mobs, and the enchantment points will be spent once you start the mission. So that means you're gonna lose enchantment points if you're not being careful with this. Seriously, guys, I definitely suggest you to wait a little bit with this until I made my very first guide on getting your hands on those gilded items as efficient as possible, because this is gonna be kind of gambling. So I definitely suggest you guys to be very, very careful with this. The combination of runes on your offered items will affect which ancient mobs you may encounter. But I think there is more behind this, which we're gonna cover when we check out the video once again. So let's continue with the text. You'll need to select items as a part of an offering to begin an ancient hunt. These items will be destroyed once you offer them, so guys, definitely be careful with this. Once again, I cannot stress this out enough. Wait for me to make a little update video about this, because you might lose all your valuables, and that's really not what you want to have going on right here. Remember, these powerful mobs are very selective and won't show up for just any random things in your inventory. As a rule, you need to offer up items that have a combined power of at least 100. Hey, we didn't say that getting gilded items would be easy. You can also offer enchantment points to increase the odds of an ancient mob spawning during the ancient hunt. So if we have a look at the next screenshot, guys, we can see invested points 8 to 8, which means 8 enchantment points used, which is the maximum and also resulting in 77%. Does that mean a 77% chance to find a gilded item in the entire ancient hunt? Or does it mean each ancient mob will have a 77% chance to drop a gilded item? Time will tell, but I think the second is definitely going to be the most realistic. But of course, we also sacrifice 4 items right here. So it's actually a pretty big thing. You're going to have to sacrifice many items in order to get this ancient hunt going and make it effective. Right below the slider, we can also see 2 ancient icons, and these currently have a question mark, but I think these are the mobs that you have to slay in order to get your hands on that gilded gear. And then you can also select the difficulty, which of course is going to improve the chances, I think, in order to get your hands on the gilded gear. And of course also increase the power level. In the top left, we can see that the player is sacrificing 4 items for this ancient hunt. So that means you're going to have to make quite some sacrifices, guys. 2 of them are actually uniques, seasonal trial exclusive uniques, so I am not really sure if you actually want to sacrifice these kind of items to get your hands on gilded gear, because seriously, if you don't find any gilded items, you will simply remove these, and since they are seasonal exclusive, well, you won't be able to get your hands on them anymore. So that's gonna be a big shame. If we have a look at the offer range right here, we can also see that every single weapon has a different marking, a different rune marking, which is pretty much going to determine the kind of enchantment you're probably going to get your hands on that gilded item. So there are different ones in the crossbows. You can see this little T icon for some of them. On the 2 unique shivering bows, we can actually see 2 of these enchantment icons, while on the bone bow, we can only see 1, which is a little bit strange, but I am pretty certain that these runes will determine which enchantments you can get off the item when you sacrifice it, and it will also apply to the gilded item when you find it on the floor. So sacrificing a shivering bow could mean that you will be able to find a new bow with steel movement speed or soul gathering. As you offer up items, you will see certain runes appear on the screen. These runes unlock different possibilities for Ancient Hunt. You should play around with different combinations and see where you end up. I can't even calculate how many different combinations are possible, but I am terrible at math, to be fair. It's a lot though. Once you make your offerings, it's off to the Ancient Hunt. Don't worry, if you need to make a breather from the challenge and leave the Ancient Hunt party way through, you can pick it up later again with at least some of your progress saved. At least some of your progress. I sincerely hope this is going to save all your progress, but time will tell. The Ancient Hunt is ready. Starting the mission will destroy the offered items and enchantment points. Do you want to continue? They also expressively ask right here, so that means you're gonna lose many things, guys. Offerings will be permanently lost. 8 points, gear and artifacts, so that is all the stuff you're gonna give for the Ancient Hunts. And then the Ancient Hunt summary, 2 submissions, 3 lives. So I think depending on the items you sacrifice, you will also get your hands on more or less lives. Maybe the difficulty is gonna determine that, and you will be able to find 2 different ancients in this run. So that's pretty interesting. I think the 2 different ancients will determine weapons and armor. I am not really sure, but artifacts are probably not going to be ancient. Next up, enter the Piglin Merchant. That's the only way to get gilded items. Sort of. Another enticing reason to take part in an ancient hunt is that it also has the primary source of gold, the game's latest currency. So of course you're gonna have to go and play the ancient hunts in order to get your hands on that shiny currency, guys. The gold bars are gonna be scattered across the ancient hunts, so definitely make sure to check out every nook and cranny in order to get your hands on the most of them. The first time you get gold as a reward, the Piglin merchant will set up in the cave that is near the camp. I told you we'd come back to the Piglin merchant. Okay, so they're not gonna make another post. That's nice. Now, it's a well-known fact that piglins love gold, and this merchant is no different. Bring your gold to them and check their waves. You may even see a rare unique item in there from time to time, but they will always be gilded. They will always be gilded. Okay, so this guy will sell you gilded gear 24/7. So it's definitely going to be interesting to keep your gold bars with you until you find a very awesome gilded item. So I think it will work exactly the same like the regular merchants. Every time when you run a level, you will reset the merchant's wares after completing it. So save up your gold bars, wait for a very, very strong gilded item to pop up, and use your gold only for those. Don't waste it on bad gilded items, guys. I know that may seem like a lot, but it's pretty simple. Offer up items to lure ancient mobs to your ancient hunt, then defeat the ancient mobs and their minions to get the gilded item drops and gold. If you want to know more about the free update, DLC and changes to the game, you should check out the channel from 4am because he is probably the most awesome Minecraft Dungeons YouTuber we have to date. No, but seriously guys, let's check out the video once again with all this information because there is so much more we can talk about. So here we go, guys. Offer items and enchantment points to access the ancient hunt. So right here, the player is sacrificing their different pieces of armor, different weapons. If we quickly pause the video right here, you can also see that we will be able to sacrifice artifacts. I think, guys, this is a golden tip already. Just if you want to prepare a little bit for the Flames of the Nether DLC update, along with the ancient hunts, you should just farm levels, get your hands on as many artifacts as possible, fill up your inventory with these because you will be able to use them in those slots to make the ancient hunts a little bit better. But what could these mysterious runes mean? Well, that's exactly what I just talked about. I think they're really gonna determine the type of enchantments which are already on this piece of armor or on the kind of weapons which you're gonna sacrifice for the ancient hunts. So right here we can see 5 runes in the center, of which 2 have the number 2 next to them. So I think these are going to have a higher chance of popping up on the resulted item when you find it as gilded gear. So yes, it really depends on how many items you sacrifice. I think if you sacrifice multiple items of the same category, the chances will of course also be higher to get the same enchantments on those. If you're gonna take 4 entirely different items, it's gonna also make something very random. These might give us very interesting combinations. Maybe you will be able to find weapon enchantments on armor or the opposite way. That could be very cool to see. Like we talked about yesterday, fight your way through your personalized ancient hunt. So you will be able to travel through different portals, and this will of course also allow you to get your hands on the gold and eventually find some of those ancient mobs like we see right here, and you will be rewarded with rare and unique loot when you defeat him. Oh, and don't forget to grab some gold on the way out. So I think they're trying to counter speedrunning with this one because we're gonna have to put the focus on searching every single nook and cranny for gold. But that's actually a really nice thing. I like it that we are forced to look everywhere in order to get our hands on more valuables, because sometimes we just speedrun the levels in order to get those new upgrades, those new power levels, also the new artifacts at the end of the level. But this is actually a very nice thing to do. Actually make the entire level interesting instead of just the end of it. So after you've defeated the ancient mob and got your hands on some gold, you should be able to spend your gold at the Piglin merchant in the cave. Of course, it will pop up after you've collected your very first gold bar, but also guys, be careful spending your gold right there because I think this will be quite expensive and you definitely want to save those bars in case you find something very powerful. Maybe you will be able to reserve those items as well, just like at the luxury merchant. That will definitely make sense. So guys, that's pretty much it for this new tweet. Once again, I think I covered all the information we were able to find right here. Of course, we can talk about the new weapons and armor, which we can see in these little snapshots very soon, which is something I'm gonna do tomorrow or the day after. Really depends on when I have a little bit more time to make another video. But guys, seriously, a big thanks for watching. Thanks for being there at the premiere as well. Would be very much appreciated if you can just hit that like button for a second because it always takes quite some time to make these videos, and of course it will also help other people to find my video a little bit easier. So guys, once again, love you all. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe because there is so much more Minecraft dungeons coming your way. We're gonna talk about a lot of Flames of the Nether stuff in the coming days. So yes, this is the place to be for your daily dose of Minecraft dungeons. Right now, it is 4 AM out, time to make a new video. I'll see you guys very soon. Take care.